very rigorous.
Okay, I probably won't give you so much time. Good morning, everybody. I just want to say I wish there were more of us here, and very, very privileged. I feel privileged to be in the presence of so much brilliance. And it is very interesting with all the different viewpoints we're beginning to hear. I think you have to have an open mind to process it all and then to implement it. And the implementation is always the issue. I've been in a lot of rooms like this where we speak about wonderful things. I mean, people make very good analyses, they make very good preferred solutions, and then it kind of ends there. And this is why we're still having this conversation now. But I personally want to come to a very fundamental thing in education. I'm using the word, I've entitled my thought, willing and able, because we are willing and we are able. But I use the word able in the sense of the sons of Adam, Cain and Abel. Abel was killed by his brother. Now it's ironic that I'm sitting here in a conference about New African thought, and I'm using an Abrahamic reference, and this is just one of the signs of how much transculturation is happening in Africa. We can't really separate ourselves again from the influences that we have been under for so long. How do we unravel that? I think that one thing we need to understand is that the professor yesterday made a few points that I wanted to point out. This is Professor Unoma Giese. He said a lot of interesting things, but one of them that sticks with me is that we have to record changes, failures, and successes, and reposition the conversation. Now, this is where the willing and able comes in. Excuse me. W.E.B. Du Bois once spoke about the talented 10. He said that when 10, and this was in reference to African Americans, that it would be the talented 10 that would take the rest of the African Americans, let us say, to the promised land, because they had the education and the capacity. And we have more than a talented 10 in Africa, or among Black people in general. So why are we not progressing? I think it's because we have what I call the tainted 10. The talented 10 will never be able to help, or even if they're at 50%, they will never be able to take us forward as long as we have the tainted 10. And those are the people who are stopping our progress. Let me use a personal example. My father studied medicine in German. In German, I couldn't study medicine in English. He then went to Oxford and did a PhD in the most difficult area of medicine and hematology. And that's wonderful. We are very proud of him. But the fact is that in that education, he was whitewashed or brainwashed or set up to be a tool for the system with which we continue to comply, and which is why we are finding it so hard to disentangle ourselves and come back to our own thinking. But the tainted 10 are those who have become so engorged with power and greed that good systems that were put together. I went to school, we had an Afrocentric education, like Professor was saying yesterday. We had African literature, we had African history, we did the Muslims had to do Christianity, the Christians had to do Islam, and that was just, I know that's not African, but it's the fact that we are either Muslim or Christian. And then we also had to do each other's languages. Our textbooks were written, the math textbooks were written in Ghana. I then went to the University of Ife, where one of my mentors was Professor Wale Shuika, who we all know. In fact, he married my friend. So we had a lot of that Afrocentric thought, education, and the rest of it. Where is it now? Gone. Our curriculum no longer has African history, as much African literature as before. We don't know our languages anymore. What has happened in the 4 decades since I left school? I'll tell you what has happened. tainted 10, those engorged with power and with greed, have just allowed us to continue. And the controversial thing I want to say today, is we have to take account. This is what the professor said, we know we all have to take account for where we're going wrong. I'm not a feminist, but feminism is taking hold in Africa today. And it's taking hold because the patriarchy finds enemies in women who are oppressed and suppressed. I attend GMAC, which is the Gender is My Agenda conference in Addis Ababa. You see all the women that are looking for agency. You see women from the fields coming and urinating and dancing and telling you a story about their issues. You have professors, you have people in policy, you have professionals, you have every woman, level of woman in Africa. But yet we are not making progress. Why? Because when you really look back through history, despite the fact that we have many more powerful women such as yourself, we really haven't had agency. And so I wish to place some blame, the blame, not on every African man. There are many wonderful African men out there. But the tainted 10 invariably have been men. They are given in charge, who run the government, set the curricula, destroy the curricula, continue to take us down this path of self-destruction that we are on because we keep coming to talk about things that we then end up never implementing because we also have a disconnect between academia, where I work, and I'm telling you this there is a disconnect between academia, our reality, and practicality. And so we have these, sometimes the talented 10 are also the tainted 10 because you become very engaged with your own power in academics, and academia is a place where you have a mini republic with little politics of your own, and you don't really have to worry about the outside world. And every year, a new batch of fresh minds who are impressionable, everything you say is together, and they look up to you. And so you have your own brand of celebrity. But then it never gets taken into anything, it never gets translated into anything because people remain sort of engorged with their own power. And it is always, or mostly, I'm sorry, gentlemen who have the power to make a policy. It changes. There are days when I'm very optimistic, and I will always be optimistic, especially, I don't know if anybody has been to GMAC here, but ladies, if you haven't been to GMAC, I recommend you go, and gentlemen, I recommend you go as well. So when I see GMAC happening, I'm very optimistic. But then what happens is that we hit the wall of authority, of politics, of red tape, and then we become women again, and we lose our agency, and so the cycle continues. Yeah. So the wrong people